For Biafra must be restored, for there is nothing the enemies can do about it. We have come that the will of the Most High may prevail. Radio Biafra is unorthodox. The way we do things are markedly different from how others do it. We are under divine instruction. We have come that Chukwuka take control of these very proceedings this evening, for we are nothing without him. O Elohim, Chukwuka unto thee we repose all that we are. Do not allow your children IPOB to be put to shame. Do not allow us to be devoured by the hands of the wicked. Do not allow us, O mighty one, to fall prey to those who do not know thee. You will deliver us, not because we are righteous, but because of your mercy. Hear our cry and our supplication. We are not armed. We have not killed anyone. We have not jailed anyone. We have not done anything at all to warrant the level of destruction and carnage being visited upon your children. The same way Israel suffered, him can deliver Israel, so will you deliver Biafra. That is our hope. That is our anchor of everything that we hold dear as a race and as a people. You brought Biafra that light may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake Biafra will come. Israel lost people, and today Israel is here as a beacon of hope in a land filled with darkness. We beseech thee, Elohim, because we are wandering all over the world, hoping against every hope that things will turn around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. We have come to honor your holy name. We have come to praise thee. We have come to honor thee, that your name may be glorified, adored, and praised forever and ever. Ise, Ise, Ise. I welcome each and every one of you, wherever you are all over the world, and I ask
Good good morning, good afternoon, good night, depending on your time zone. This is Biafra Radio. I'm reaching you out from United Kingdom. My name is Mazi George Umeh, and today is the 21st of May, year of our Lord 2025. The court proceeding continues in Abuja, and we'll be giving you all the spot account, whatever that is going to transpire today. As we welcome you, please do welcome others. This is the only way you can get the actual thing that's going on there in Abuja today. As this sham trial continue, we'll be following it. I'll be giving you updates. And today in the studio, I've got Mazi Biafra here with me, and our correspondent there in Abuja will join us very soon. Mazi, I'll bring you in to introduce yourself. Mazi, good morning from here. Mazi Kechuk, if you can hear me, please introduce yourself. Yeah.
Good morning, Mazi George. Good morning, Biafrans. Good morning, worldwide. Good morning, lovers of freedom and justice all over the world. My name is Mazi Ikechukwu Biafra. From my location, we are here again to give you updates and analyze and live update and situation, what is going on in court today regarding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's court case in Federal High Court, Abuja. So you're all welcome, and as we await updates on what's currently going on. Thank you all.
Yeah, Maz, thank you very much. There's not much to say. Please make sure you download Biafra Radio. It's just to keep up to the schedule that we'll put up to come up on air. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. So, as those information is coming to us this morning, but just to be aware that the court is proceedings has kicked off. And I know a lot of people are itchy to see things happening on Facebook. Very soon, the information will be coming to everybody. Mazi, I don't know if there's anything we want to talk about this before Mazi Lawman is not here yet with us. And I think we'll have a whole lot there to deal with today. But we'll have to be playing some intermediate videos. So if there's anything you want to say, um, then please go ahead. And so I don't know if there's anything you want to say. The most important thing is getting on what is happening there on the ground. But is there anything you want to chip in before we start playing some intermittent videos and waiting for Mazi Lawman to join us? Mazi Ikechukwu, please.
Thank you, Mazi Georgia. There's a quite a lot to say, and even more to expect as we anticipate the folding events in court today in this ongoing trial. But as it is now, just a recap on what has been happening in the previous court case that leading to today's court case. The federal government of Nigeria, through their lawyers, have a call of at least 2 witnesses on this case already. 2 witnesses to testify against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on this case already. The first witness codenamed PW1 AAA, and then the second witness codenamed PW2 BBB. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. So far,
yeah, you're right.
So far, the first one has hinted about his focus has mainly been Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's arrest in 2015, saying that he identified Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and he was part of he is the officer, the DSS officer that led the team that went to arrest Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in hotel in Lagos when he arrived into the country in 2015. And then every other thing, I think that is the most significant thing that he has said, apart from also claiming that he knows Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, only for him to try to back off from saying that when question was being thrown at him, when the defense counsel were interrogating him on some of his statements and some of his claim in court. And then he has also identified items that was found with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu during the time they arrested him, which include personal items like wares and wristwatches, perfume, and whatnot. Any other thing there that is different from something personal item that someone put on as part of his clothes or jewelries. Any other thing that is different from that is laptop, and then phones, charger, and other thing. So there hasn't been anything incriminating, apart from him also saying that this laptop and other mobile broadcasting gadget that Mazi Namekano brought into the country, according to him, can be used. Not quoting him verbatim, but if we're not quote, might be also used to cause chaos or to terrorize, which is his opinion, and then his submission in court, and then he was queried on that, and he was asked on that. I think we all know, if we just to recap on what happened. Then going back to the second witness who talked more about his recent arrest, saying that he interviewed him and then took a statement from him, but went on to deny knowing that Mazi Namekano has been in solitary confinement prior to the interview, during the interview, and after the interview. And he also claimed to have investigated the issue, investigated Mazi Namekano and his activities prior to this court case. And the person who claimed to have investigated someone and being the leading of the officer that led in an investigation on someone whom you are putting a very big crime, a very big allegation that ranges to from felony, treasonable felony, to terrorism and whatnot. You don't know his condition in where you kept him. You don't know if he was in solitary confinement, if he has been, and if he is. You don't know the case you are investigating, the charges that was brought up in court. You don't know which one was dropped, when it was amended, and how it was amended. So we have shot between two of them. We have shot between "I don't know," in quote, "I don't know," and "I'm not aware." So two of them have used those two quotes continuously, either saying "I don't know," and the other one saying "I'm not aware" of most questions that were being thrown to them by the defending counsel when they were being properly drilled, interrogated regarding their statement and their submission in court. So today, what are we expecting today? I will say today, today we are anticipating another fireworks from the defense counsel, especially in regards to this the second witness. We are expecting more fireworks from them, asking questions. Let us not also forget that the DSS have also claimed and that they have further evidences or documents which they were not able to bring in court in the last sitting, which was expected. They were expecting to bring today. Unfortunately, they could bring Gulag's autopsy result, but forgot the document that's back up, documents that back up the DSS witness who said that he had investigated Mazi Namekano himself, but never showed anything to back up that he had actually investigated Mazi Namekano. He forgot everything at home. He came in just to say it verbally. Today they said they were going to bring that evidence to show that he has investigated Mazi Namekano. What are the evidence we might be looking at? We are looking at paperwork. Let me just put it that way. Paperwork that show that he has carried out thorough investigation on Mazi Namekano, and what he had said in the last court sitting is not what was being influenced from somewhere or by someone. It is not what was being told to do. It is what he claimed or believed that he has done, and he is going to show the evidence today. And from there, the defense counsel will now know from which angle to to interrogate him, to question him, and drill him based on what he has said, what he will, and what he will say, and the evidence or whatever thing that you might want to bring as evidence, and bring as evidence. So that's what we are expecting in court today. And looking at how Nigeria does their things and over the time, and the way they try to, use delay tactics, and then use every single opportunity they have or they could create to buy more time for themselves, knowing that they don't have tangible, they don't have any tangible reason to be pushing for this persecution on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they brought in another person to come and stand as to come and witness, maybe PW 3, BBP, or whatever that we could name the person. I won't be surprised they brought in another person that will come in and say the last two they brought have not really said anything significantly that we IPOB will be too worried about, apart from the delay tactics. Let's see if they will bring up another person today. Let's see whatever they will do today, if the trial will last a bit longer today. I mean, if we reach a meaningful, if something meaningful will be achieved today in terms of the progress of this trial, and if it is not going to be a 30-minute section or 20-minute section, and someone will stand up and say they want it to be adjourned because they forgot either their pen or their reading glasses at home, shambolically as they have been, I must add. So as it is on our own side, we are steadfast. We are focused on things on ground, and the body language from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not changed, still remain who he is, and he has made it clear, and even he's still making it clear while this trial is going on, verbally and non-verbally, even through body language, shows that he is fighting for the freedom of his people, and will not compromise on this. He is ready to leave no stone unturned to make sure that his people are free, to make sure that Biafrans are free from this oppression, from this marginalization, from the unaliving that is going on in our land, from these terrorist marauders that are coming in from the hill of Jalons and other countries. He's made it clear that he's not going to allow them. No matter how they try, they are going to fail. And as he has promised that he's going to lead from the front, he's keeping to the promise. And when looking at him, I'm seeing a man that is unshakable, a man who have dedicated his time and life for the cause of freedom for Biafra, freedom for his people, and then he's going about it in the normal way, and not just normal way, but in the most effective way. And it is our duty to rally around him and give him the support him and support ourselves, because we all know that we need this freedom more than he does. We Biafrans, we need this freedom as much as he does, and even more than he does, because a man who set aside his personality as a prince of Afaruku kingdom, he stays in the United Kingdom, has also acquired British citizenship. It's well learned, and basically life is not tough on him. But looking back at what his people is facing, and then he said, no, I'm gonna fold my sleeve and then get to work, because my people are suffering, and then who else am I going to be waiting for to come and save them? And then he has been doing this since 2000 since this 24th, since as early as this, the beginning of this 24th century, 20th century, the 20th century, if I may say, and he has continued, has been consistent on this, and I don't see going back in him until freedom is assured. So as it is now, it is what we'll be expecting. Mazi, over to you.
Mazi, thank you very much. You don't successfully put a lot of things. That's something I really want to ask, Mazi, because, like you rightly said, everybody knows that it's a persecution. Yeah, number one, that our leader demanded for something that no one has ever come out to say. We can see the replica of what is happening because when you want to change the deep state, there is deep state everywhere in the world, especially when you want to tamper with the colonial boundaries. Then that's what they call they cross the red line. That's what Maz not kind of want because when you said we want to go back to our who we were. If you listen to Donald Trump when he went to the Middle East, there's something he said there about the new colonies, what they do when people interfering on people's how people were, their culture is what matters. Allow the people. He made it clear that the Middle East has built themselves not from the so-called new colonies that gave them the life they are living, even though they believe they were their best, still opened their doors for people to come in. I remember I started going to Dubai since 2001, if I'm not mistaken. Now, it brings us back to where we are because what Mazi Nandukan is asking for is fundamental, enshrined in African Charter, and in even the zoo law. But you can see the shambolic and what they're doing. A lot of people have called for so-called, they want to have a political settlement or whatnot. But my point is this: if you look at like this so-called P2 DDD, now there's something they're trying to sell out there about this good luck issue, and you could see there's some video that's popped up. And when you look at the kind of things these people are doing, and even there's a poster. Meme's wife posted the other day on Facebook where they were talking about Onyindu must face the penalty because they killed their security. I imagine the DSS peddling those kind of and the trial is going on in court, and then they interfere on it. And there's a gag order according to our legal team that they shouldn't say anything. But now they're sponsoring people aside, even putting Mazin kind of poster as if it convict a man before even the trial. So this issue of good luck, I don't understand why it's a big deal because if we remember vividly, our leader even talked about this. He made a two section of programs when they came out and said that good luck, the people that killed them, that they've apprehended them and they have killed them. And only to say, show us people who are these people. And today, this is one of the because there's nothing they have got. But we're not going to be, focusing on this because this trial is going to see metamorphose. A lot of things is going to come out. A lot of cross-section is going to go on today, like you rightly said. But before then, Mazi, this issue of good luck, I knew that all of us know. And especially this peddling thing they're peddling, especially the video. How childish do you think this is? And they have no input on what we're talking about because they have to prove what they have said. If you have, even if you say that someone killed a member of IPOB killed, was instruction. What has been said? No one has said that, oh, Mazin asked me to go and kill good luck. Nobody have said that. So why is he one of the evidence they're presenting in court? Even Onyendu asked them when they have not kidnapped him from Kenya. Give us the names of these people that he said have killed good luck, if they existed. Because they put up two press releases, one concerning this issue after his death, But we know that Hope Uzodinma came out and said that it's a political. The video is there. Hope Uzodinma, the governor of Imo State, the chief secretary of Imo State, tell them. And I think I will find that video and play it again today, Mazi. I will let you say something about this, Mazi, please.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm just trying to readjust myself. As you rightly mentioned regarding, you see, the case of Ahmed Gulak is a case of bringing me into the picture in courts, especially when this court case is going on, is a distraction tactics, right? And we shouldn't fall into that distraction. I'll tell you something. Since they mentioned Gulak in court, accusing Mazi Kanu of influencing or directing or whatever way having a hand in his unaliving. Since they mentioned that in court today, if you go on Google and type Google before you type GUL, it will bring you Ahmed Gulak out. But prior to that, you can type the full name of Gulak and Google will struggle to find out few information about it. But if you go on Google now, lots of information is coming out on it. This is what they want. They want it to trend. They want it when people are discussing about the court case or anything now, they will focus on Gulak. They want people to start remembering, because people probably don't remember what happened. The broadcast Mazi Kanu made after he was unalived, and other things that follows. Because even after the broadcast, his unaliving was trending. The video was trending then. After Mazi Kanu broadcast, 2 broadcasts which he mentioned the man's name and what could have mentioned what he was saying and how his life was being threatened, why he was feeling unsafe, and then what could have led to his unaliving on Owerri. After that expose Mazi Kanu in 2 broadcasts, right? The sort of Gulak went down straight. It's died off on internet. Because you see, in IPOB, we have never for once fight when I mean fight, I'm talking about on our the way we propagate things, and then the way we agitate, and even the way we fight online based on our press and media and everything. We have never, right? We have never. It's my IPOB has never been designed to fight defensively. It is once things is happening or before things happens, we have Mazi Kanu build IPOB media to be on offensive. And the best tactics of defending is attacking. People who draw tactics will tell you that once you are defending, right? You defend, go into your hole. That thing that is attacking you will look for you in your house, and your house will be the battleground. That has been the tactics which I've been using for Ndibo for a long time. That made even the appoint governors for the 5 Eastern region and everything. We keep the world are watching. The world are watching. This. We did not do anything. We this. But these people keep coming, and then the things will be fighting in your house. It will be fighting in your house. There will be the battle will be fought in your house. So even after the battle, whatever that is damaged, any grass, any property that's been damaged, is in your own house. Their own house is at peace. The battle of 19, I don't want to go back into that, but we can say we can hear several times where Mazi Kanu will say, right, this, he was trying to pass a message that when 2 people are one person is beating one person, right? Maybe in a physical combat or whatever, one person is beating one person and the other person is not fighting back. People will be passing. Passerby will just be saying, "Oh, come on, leave him now. You're beating him too much." They will just pass. Another person will pass and say, "Oh, come on, that's enough. You've beaten him enough." But then they will pass. They won't take, even some other people will just pass. They won't say anything. But once the other person starts active confrontation back, active confrontation, and then respond back to the attack he or she is receiving, it now becomes 2 fighting. Then when people come, they will say, "Why are both of you fighting?" They will now want to know why are both of you fighting, because they know that with the way this person is coming and the other one is also challenging back, and then the other one is also responding back, things is going to get escalated even to even more than what people people will expect. That's why they ask you, why are you fighting? What am I trying to say? IPOB media has never been built in defensive, right? So when Mazi kind of made that broadcast, it was them trying to attack, trying to put that gulag. It is their plan, trying to put that gulag unalive on IPOB sit at home or anything. IPOB sit at home happens on the 30th May. Gulag was unalive the next day. How did that, or was it a day before then or a day after then? But how can you marry that together? It wasn't even the day of the sit at home. Now they brought in that gulag. Mazi kind of knowing what they're trying to do, he went on offensive. How did he went on offensive? He went deep and started revealing the issue Gulag was having before he was unalive, people that were after him, people that he himself had mentioned himself, that he mentioned by Gulag has mentioned by himself before he was unalive, that these people are after him, and these people are very, very powerful men in the powerful position in Nigeria. One of them is the NCA, National Security Advisor. So to the then president then. This man mentioned him, his name then. So when Mazi kind of went on offensive, that and they saw that he has exposed, the exposure he did was very, very deep. What did they do? They died down the matter. That is how you deal with people. They died down the matter. Now, that issue has never risen much again because they never wanted to investigate it. What we see in, just like you rightly say, what you see is police or this Nigerian security agencies, DSS, whatever, they'll come in once in a while, they say, oh, in the national newspaper, they'll say they captured or they saw people who unalive Gulag and they were so member of so group and they have unalive all of them. Another time you come out and say you have captured one of people who unalive Gulag. In the video which they presented as the video that Gulag was unalive, how many people were there? How many people did you say you saw and you unalived? How many people did you say you kept arresting even after then? And then, this thing goes back to those people, the police and whatever security agency that came that say that and they have unalive so people who unalive Gulag, and those that said that they have arrested those people who unalive Gulag. And if they want to look at that area, that is where the thing the investigation should focus on. And even Hope Uzodinma, who said this is not does have nothing to do with IPOB, it is a political whatever. Having said that, Mazi, they are just trying to make us focus on Gulag so that we keep talking about Gulag, right? To draw sympathy from the north, from common men and other people, and then why they do what they are doing. Otherwise, there's no reason why we should even be talking about Gulag, because the Fulani herdsmen have been unaliving a lot of people. A lot of terrorist acts has been going on in the country, especially in the southeast. There's Operation Python Dance. There's Obibo massacre. There's a Aba massacre. There's a lot of people that have been unalived. None of them were talked about. Even when Amnesty International did a good coverage and investigation and released a documentary regarding Aba massacre that happened in high school Aba during one of the gatherings, peaceful gathering of Biafra in Aba. Even what Amnesty International released then, nothing was done about it. And then they want to point out one man and say, oh, let us give them this as a topic. Let them talk about this. Let us distract them on this. Otherwise, how does that have to do with what they are even charging Mazi and the Kanu for? So that is one. Another one issue in the other issue concerning posters, sponsored posters all over Abuja, deprecating Mazi and the Kanu at whatever they want to deprecate him as a giving him a bad image and then call him whatever name. This, we all know where this poster is coming from. It's been sponsored by DSS and then some other so some other organization affiliated with to them, and then this Janjaweed. But then, Mazi, would you blame them? They have done the one they would do with the federal might. They are doing the one they are doing regarding their diplomacy outside the country. They are doing the one they are doing online. They are doing the one they are doing within, inside, infiltrating inside IPOB, doing the one they are doing there. And then, so will poster be a sudden surprise or something to worry about? It is not something to worry about. Now, this also goes to what I was saying, that IPOB never used to fight a defensive war or IPOB media. I mean, I'm concentrating on IPOB media. Never used to fight a defensive war. Once you go defensive, that means you've been defeated. For these people to come out, right, and be putting that poster, it just shows you the audacity they have. As you remember, if Mazi can give order, he wants Nigerian flag to be rubbish all over the world. These people goes on their knees begging because they know what we're going to do to the flag. If he gives order that he wants this poster or this information to be spread all over Biafra land or all over the zoo or all over the internet worldwide, they know what IPOB is capable of doing. If Mazanam can give order and say, I want all of you out on protest, every embassy, submit letter, do this. If he says he's going to bring out the image of Nigeria, we know what we are capable of doing. We know how we respond to that. So these people will never, right, in their rightful mind, want to do whatever they have done now when things to IPOB, if not for the belief that they have managed to infiltrate in some quarters and can do anything. Otherwise, it is like putting that poster there and putting it in all over Abuja. It's like you know, when you say you are awakening a sleeping dog, I mean a sleeping lion. You dare not enter a lion's den and to go and awaken a sleeping lion, especially the hungry and angry ones. It is tantamount to committing suicide. So for them to even have the audacity to put that poster there, I think we should look inward. I have to be frank on this. We should look inward, because you don't just dare do it to IPOB.
Yeah.
That country will be rubbish. That's whoever is the president, whoever is this, it will be rubbish. But we shouldn't even be crying about those posters, because it is not what we are designed to how IPOB media is designed to be. Mazi.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play some of our leaders' voice concerning this broadcast as we are waiting for update, right? I'm just going to play that in a minute. Like as we said, we are not focusing on that, and there's no deviating attention from the reality, because what they're doing is that this systematic delay tactics we already know, but we will bring it to them, like you said. What matters is that everybody knows the power that IPOB possessed. Those in the hem of our affair that are so-called, but we don't want to go into that now. The issue is that the state sponsored by the DSS and the government itself, because the case is between Nigerian government and Biafrans. Because if you remember, this is from Buhari, the dead Buhari, all this whole thing metamorphose that Onyendu talked about Buhari, and Buhari finally fit that he was going to arrest Mazi because he was a general. Some of us forgotten how Onyendu was arrested in 2015. So, and we are not deterred, you know what I mean? So, Mazi, as we patiently waiting to update, definitely is going to play just the voice of our leader. Definitely, I'm going to cover it. I'm going to overlay it with our poster while his voice is playing, and we can come back intermediately to give update on what is going on. But as we have just laid things in accordingly and trying to let our people know, because what they're playing is a mind game. The international community is watching, but everybody knows. So it's good as well to hear our leaders' voice concerning you know what they are because they went to. It's like somebody is suffering for evidence that is not there. You know, when the man was there, he asked you a question about this particular thing. Katona Line was the person that engineer all this evil because you know British will always they're scavengers. You know, they pillage. Sorry to say this, but they pillagers. You know, and as you can see, if the other day I was reading now, they have a new deal they signed with EU because me and you live here. You can see the cost of living after the exit. You know, look around here. There's no factory that's functioning in the United Kingdom. You know, the only thing you see here is mineral jobs. Anybody telling you there's got job here? There's no factory that is functioning. Even the Range Rover doesn't function anymore. All this thing, they move it to China. They see Donald Trump fighting to bring jobs back to the American. The kids that were born here have no future. That's fundamental. And AI is here now. It doesn't really matter. Where are they going to get money to sponsor the kids? So that's the main problem. They're pillaging. And it is disheartening. For how long are they going to do this to people? All we want is to have the say to our own. Now you guys have come out of EU. It's not suiting you. Going back to them to cut deals. Now to have there's so many things they mentioned. I just read through it the other day. You know, why I'm bringing this up is that Onyendu mentioned Katona Line. She was the ambassador. This woman was you know junketing across the board of the so-called Zoological Republic. Even when he went to see Wike, the prodigal son himself. So, but it is important people to pay attention because at the end of the day, this is not a joke. This is something that concerns everybody. At the end of the day, what we are fighting for is the survival of our own people. And you can see Americans are now, everybody's just worked up. We can see what is happening there. Revolution must take place, either outside or within it, but it have to be the people to decide by themselves. You know, the good must anytime, you know, triumph above evil. And we know that the powerful men are behind the scenes. You don't see them, but they are the ones actually calling the shots. That's across board, you know. So, but at the end of the day, Mazi, we'll play our leader's voice as we are waiting, patiently waiting, because I know today update is going to everybody ears as itchy. I think it's better even that way, and not people not speculate or escalate. So I will try to put up this audio of our leader, but I'll overlay the studio because of the way the music is going to play. Let me see if we can have it play. I think 1 second. I have to do something quickly. I have to do something. Okay, so 1 minute.
You people don't read between the lines, but I do. When that demon, that devil that works for MI5, Katrina Lang, she was the one that was against Robert Mugabe. All the time that Britain had issues with the freedom fighter Robert Mugabe, do you know who was in Harare? Katrina Lang, the same woman. Anywhere she goes to, trouble goes with her. Anywhere she goes to, death must come. That's how she operates. Do you know that this woman went to Iguacha to go and see Wike, that prodigal son, that idiot? He said, from what I'm hearing, it is serious. The security agencies, the woman never talked about the massacre of innocent people inside Obibo. The reason why Biafra genocide has not been recognized the world over is because of the United Kingdom government, British government, because if you investigate that very genocide, they will be implicated. The reason why the Nigerian army, believe you me, can come today and decide to carpet bomb the whole of Biafra land, nothing will happen, despite having an idiot like Osuji in ICC, is because Britain calls the shots. They will decide which cases these people hear and do not hear. Because if you are a low-ranking officer at ICC. I've been to ICC before. And you raise the issue of Biafra, you'll be sacked. Your manager will call you into the office and pay you to lose your job. You people don't understand that we have very powerful enemies. That is why you must be well disciplined. If you want Biafra, which I know we all want, believe you me, we have to be disciplined. From the men in the bush to the average child on the road, there must be discipline. Without discipline, our enemies will keep undermining us. Do you know when Katrina Lang said she was going on holidays, I knew something was wrong. So it didn't shock me when I heard yesterday that, was it 2 days ago, that Gulag was shot in nowhere. Ask yourself this question: why would IPOB want to kill Gulag? Who is he? Do you know what the papers in Nigeria have been writing, even including Sahara reporters, of all people? Premium Times, Daily Trust. They said Nnamdi Kanu issued a sit-at-home order starting from Friday, the 28th. Do you see how they lie? Do you see how journalists, how black people, you people are evil? Do you see how black people are that I said that the sit-at-home will start on Friday, the 28th? Go to Premium Times, Fulani newspaper, you will see it there. Go to Sahara Reporters, you will see it there. That it is because of the sit-at-home order. Do you see how they planned it? God exposed them. They wanted to kill this man on a Sunday, so to speak. I think he was killed yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Do you know that they wanted to kill this man on the day of the sit-at-home? Not knowing that Chukwuka Abiyama is merciful, I shifted it to today being Monday. Do you see how it works? They want, can you imagine if they had any sense? Do you see how God works? If they had any sense at all in their brain, they would have waited to kill him today. He was assassinated by Monguno, El Rufai, Garoba Shehu. The person that planned this assassination and cemented it is the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Katrina Lang. They planned to kill him in Owerri, of all places. They planned to kill him during our celebration or remembrance of our heroes. So they will blame it on IPOB and then start killing Igbo people in the north. It's a very simple game plan, very, very neat and clean. But you know, as they say, where we come from, please, I don't know who's going to interpret, not right. Because our hands are clean. This man told us about his killer before they killed him. And I'm going to play his voice for you. After playing his voice, I want the wife of Gulag, Ahmed Gulag, to demand the telephone records of the husband. After all, the record conversations in the zoo. Madam, go and look. Ask MTN, your husband has about 3 phones. He has about 3 phones. Yes, about 3 phones. Ask all the networks he's using to give you his phone records and his text messages. There you will see the killers of your husband. It is not IPOB. Let me tell you what the man said before they killed him. The reason why they killed him, to tell you how evil they are. The reason why I know that Britain is behind this is the way they play. I know they must demonize you. To kill you, they first demonize you. That's how they do. It was this same woman, Katrina Lang, that demonized Robert Mugabe. Demonized him before the war. The same woman. They sent him to come and do this. That was why they formed BBC Igbo. Once they created BBC Igbo, the Katrina Lang came to work hand in hand. But they refused, or I wouldn't say refused, they failed to understand that our people are naturally intelligent. Biafran people are by nature very intelligent. They can tell when they're trying to deceive them. Let me play you the voice of the man Ahmed Gulag that they killed. And in this very clip of his, you will hear the name of his killer that they want to pin on Nnamdi Kanu. But I pray 7 times every day. This God I worship, if he cannot protect me, then what am I doing? What is he doing as God? They got the dates wrong. If they had killed him today, they would have blamed it on me. But they got the dates wrong. And they never knew that this video will come out. This is the reason why you must work very hard to ensure the disintegration of Nigeria. Nigeria is an evil enclave. Let's listen to the man that they killed and wanted to blame it on Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. Let's listen to him.
I want to say what I have been saying over time. Mr. President, remove, arrest, prosecute Major General Ali Munguno, your national security advisor.
Arrest him. So this is Ahmed Gulag asking the so-called president to do something. To do what? What are you asking the president to do, please? The man they killed, blaming Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB, ESN. The man that they themselves killed. That is the name of the man that killed him. He's about to mention. Listen.
Mr. President, remove, arrest, prosecute Major General Ali Munguno, National Security Advisor.
Munguno.
He is corrupt. He is clueless. He don't have the interest of Nigeria and Nigerians at heart. And that Munguno is a hypocrite.
Yes.
If he is the NSC,
yes,
and he think he have available power within him, let him arrest me. He is corrupt. He's a thief. He's a problem to the security of this country.
Thank you.
If people are afraid, I'm not afraid.
I'm not afraid. Gulag, he said he's not afraid.
Munguno is only busy stealing the monies.
They killed him because he accused Munguno, the National Security Advisor of Nigeria, of corruption. He said, I'm not afraid of you. I don't care what you're going to do. This man called Gulag did not even trust Hopos or the man he put in power in Imo State. He did not trust him. That was why he left his hotel without telling any security operative, because he felt that Munguno was on his trail. That was why there was no siren. He took a simple taxi because he feared for his life. Is it that simple? It's not common sense. If a high-ranking APC official can visit a place and refuse every security protocol, it's because he is afraid or in fear of his own life. Have we ever had any encounter with Gulag to make him be fearful of his life? No, is the answer. The person that killed him is here. The person that killed him, he has mentioned his name. But Premium Times, Sahara Reporters, Punch newspaper, Daily Post, these are evil black people writing rubbish. Evil men and women claiming they are journalists. Evil people. The man mentioned his killer. Told you who killed him. But you are so determined because of you want to serve your British masters. You are so determined to put it on IPOB. Okay, I don't know, man. You people are evil. Oh my God. I want our Hausa service to translate this very broadcast into Hausa language and play it for Hausa people. We don't know who this man is. He's inconsequential. He's a nobody to us. Intellectually, he's not a force to be reckoned with. I never mentioned his name before because I don't know who he is. But do you see how God will always save us if our hands are clean? He will always come to. Do you see how God, in his infinite mercy, told these murderers to kill Ahmed Gulag on a Sunday? Do you see how it works? Our sit-at-home lockdown is today. That's the only thing that saved us. And the existence of this video, where he told them who killed him, that every newspaper editor in Nigeria, including Vanguard, they have collected money. Do you see why God hates black people? God hates because black people are wicked and evil. Look at your journalists writing, look at your journalists aiding and abetting lies and evil. This man made a video and told you that his life is in danger and who is going to kill him. But you all wanted it to be IPOB. Let us listen once again to what he has to say for the last time, so that when you're reading all those junk, you know what to tell them. Do you see how they want to incriminate us and tag us bad people? If you go to Google now, type in Namdekan, you will see it there that I killed Ahmed Gulag. They are all in it together. They are all co-conspirators, all of them. All of them. Listen. He prayed.
I want to say what I have been saying over time. Mr. President, remove, arrest, prosecute Major General Ali Munguno.
That's the man that killed him. Ali Munguno is the man that killed Ahmed Gulag. Simple and short. Why is it that Nigerian journalists are trying to pin it on IPOB? Why? I'm asking them. Yoruba journalists, why are you people this evil? What type of demon created you people? You have no soul and you have no conscience. Oh God, let's continue listening.
Your national security advisor, he is corrupt, he is clueless, he don't have the interests of Nigeria and Nigerians at heart. And that Munguno is a hypocrite. If he is the NSC and he think he have available power within him, let him arrest me. He is corrupt, he's a thief, is a problem to the security of this country. If people are afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm only afraid of God.
He is saying because he knows nobody can say that I am not afraid if his life is not in danger. Nobody can say that. But that's what he said. Let's continue listening.
Because Munguno is only busy stealing the monies meant to protect us. That is it. And the better for you, Mr. President, remove Major General Munguno. Is the most useless NSA ever produced in the history of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Are you listening? Now, they used Hope Uzodinma to kill him. Hope Uzodinma was the one that lured him to Owerri. They used him to lure this man to Owerri. This man was afraid of his life. That was why he refused the police escort. He refused the army escort. He used ordinary taxi. He knew his life was in danger. That is where they want to blame IPOB and ESN. Do you see how evil these people are? How evil they are. But we must continue. We must continue. Because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. This is the same gulag that Okorocha offered money to put his son-in-law, Uche Nwosu, in Ikonso house, the government house in Owerri. The same gulag. All of a sudden, it's IPOB. They chose to assassinate him. They wanted to kill two birds with one stone. We can kill him and also rope IPOB into, because they could have killed him in the north. They could have used ISIS to kill him, of which Ali Munguno is a staunch member of, the National Security Advisor of Nigeria. These are people stealing money now. These are the people stealing money. I was told that some parts of Enugu are not complying. Maybe Enugu doesn't deserve to be the capital of anything in this life. Enugu people, you don't deserve to be. How you became the capital of Biafra, I don't even know. Very disgraceful. Very, very disgraceful. No wonder some of you were going to school in Enugu when we were still fighting a war in 1969 and 1970. You were going to school in Enugu. I want Enugu to be locked down immediately. I want Enugu locked down. It means an order. I want Enugu to be locked down. The city itself to be locked down immediately. And I was out to remain and the Janjaweed to remain useless people. Lock Enugu down immediately. That is why Fulani can come and kill you at also one, kill you at a Nimbo. You do nothing. You do nothing. Anyway, we'll visit Enugu very soon, and they will see. They will see. The whole Gulag subterfuge is something we Biafrans are used to. Britain wanted to stop Biafra, wanted to stop Dr. Michael, but all they did was to get in Zog and a few people to do a coup. At the end of the day, at the end of that process, we had lost 5 million people and counting. That's how they operate. So when they kill Gulag, then Igbos in the north will be massacred. But thankfully, Hausa people have said they are no longer interested in doing the bidding of the Fulani Janjaweed. That's why there's been no killings all this while. Now the Hausa people understand that I am I'm also fighting for them. They understand it very clearly. For them to be free from the yoke of Fulani Janjaweedism. They understand it very clearly. The time where you can come with your lies and get away with it is long gone. Not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore. Don't worry, my people. That thing Enugu is asking for, they will get it. They will get it. But of course, it's some of the Enugu is on lockdown. It's the army that is perambulating with Fulani people on motorbike. Enugu is on lockdown, but they will be dealt with all the same. They will be dealt with. Anywhere that this very order is being flouted today in our land, that place will be dealt with. I assure you. I assure you. There is something I want to point out this very day. The North have issued a statement which I welcome wholeheartedly. Enugu is on lockdown. People should stop lying. You know me, I speak the truth always. They said that Enugu is on lockdown. Enugu is on lockdown. And there was abduction of students yesterday at Imo State University. I hope the Fulefus, you're listening. The army went to a hostel to go and abduct people. I hope you are all listening and following. Tomorrow night you start talking rubbish. They went to a hostel and I want that school to vacate. They must leave the school premises. Because if you're in school, where they're going to abduct you, Futo, College of Agriculture, all of them, you must leave away. Go back to your parents' homes, please. Or else the army will come there to abduct you. Fulani Janjaweed people, they have said something today very, very critical. They said that we don't want to coalition of northern groups. We can no longer continue to coexist with people of Igbo. Hallelujah. In fact, I'm kneeling down now. Hallelujah. Who wants to coexist with you? Janjaweed, who wants to live with you? Why? Because of the death of Gulag. Exactly what they did in 1966. It is a fellow Fulani Janjaweed that killed him. Now they want to blame Igbo people for it. Enugu is in lockdown. I know that Eket is not complying. Enugu is on lockdown. Videos is on Facebook. Because I have to speak the truth. If anywhere is not on lockdown, I have to say it. I don't have time to pepper over to try to cover up our foolishness and idiocy. I have no time for that rubbish. I will tell you the truth. If Enugu is not complying, I will tell you Enugu is not complying. But an overwhelming number of people are confirming that Enugu is on lockdown. It's only a few Janjaweed they hired, those few shiners to be moving about to give the impression that the place is on everywhere. Of course, Anambra will always comply. Anambra will always comply. They are the head now. They are the first son, so they have to comply. They have no choice. They have to comply. Maybe maybe the capital of Igbo nation should maybe not even know where move to Anambra, to be honest with you. Because in the new Biafra, we're going to have an independent Igbo nation, independent Ijo nation. Ibibia will be independent. If it could be, everybody will be independent, autonomous, so to speak. The capital of an autonomous Igbo nation maybe it should be somewhere in Anambra State after all. Maybe we're making mistakes all this while. They're trying to take it somewhere else. It should be somewhere in Anambra. Because Anambra is the only place, anytime there is a sit-at-home or lockdown, entire Anambra will be locked down. Aba will comply, but Umuahia will be shaky. Very stupid people, you know. Hey, and I did believe in Umuahia, useless to the core. Useless to the core. Maybe we should go back to our origin, which is Anambra State. Maybe Anambra should host the capital of a new Igbo nation. I'm telling you the truth. Because they always comply. The only governor to build a cenotaph is from Anambra. The one we built in Enugu was knocked down by criminal elements. I don't know what's wrong with Enugu. Okay, what is wrong with you people, self? What is it your years? Enugu was the place where they elected a Hausa man as the mayor 2 times in Enugu. God forbid. God forbid. This coalition of northern groups, CNG, on Sunday said the North can no longer continue to coexist with people of Igbo extraction in Nigeria. CNG said the assassination of Ahmed Gulak, a former aide to Jonathan in Imo State, was an indication that the North can no longer coexist with the Southeast. Look at it. But the man told you that it's you Northerners that killed him. He came to Owerri. Those are the men invited him to Owerri. How can we know where he is? Who is he to start with? Is he an important man? He's not even important. Why should we want to kill him? We are fighting for freedom, not killing people. Only in the zoo that self-determination is a crime. People who did not go to school. They say that Enugu is on lockdown, though. We shall see. Enugu is complying. We shall see. Aguilera is in lockdown. Imo State is under chain. Lock and key. Lock and key. Obo, of course, is Imo State is on lockdown. Is Umuahia I want to hear about, stupid set of people. Is Umuahia I want to hear about, please, because they're very useless. I want to hear about Umuahia, please. Go to Instagram and tell me what is happening in Umuahia. I want to know because they are known for their very, very stupid. Umuahia, very useless. Useless to the core. There was a song I used to listen to when I was small after the war. They used to mention places where they had filling station. The musician mentioned Umuahia. Somebody at the background said, "What can I lie?" Umuahia has been stupid from day one. I want to know what's happening in Umuahia today. Very, very useless. Useless. What is under lock and key? Enugu is complying, but must be checked. Yes, I want men. Of course, Obi will comply. The heart of Igbo land. We will comply. Enugu all the time. I don't know what's wrong with you people. You and Umuahia. That your madness will be cured in the coming weeks and days. People are useless. We are live and we are direct, and the whole world is listening. The whole world is listening. I want to read for some of you that believe in Niger Delta South, because yesterday during the get-together, I'm also commend World Igbo Congress. They are doing fantastically well. Fantastically well. Fantastically well. Very, very important, please. They say it's in lockdown. That's where I come from. It's very, very useless. Useless set of people. Useless to the core. The money they don't even have. They go, I want to go to the market and trade. The money they don't even have. Do something to make your life better. They will not do it. Nsoka, of course, Nsoka will comply. There are learned people there. They will comply. It's Enugu city itself that I'm more worried about. Not any other place. They said Umuahia is on lockdown. Complete. Not 12 o'clock. You start moving about. Not 12 o'clock, you start moving about. Complete lockdown, I said, until 6 p.m. Let me try and check. Oh, complete lockdown. Umeh is on lockdown. Yes, I can see it. Umeh is on lockdown. Umeh, my village, is on lockdown. It's on complete lockdown. I can see it everywhere. Till 6 p.m., I said. You know, some of you, it's 4 o'clock. Let's come out and see what is going on. You see? And their stupidity. We must be very, very disciplined. I saw a video, I don't know if it is correct, and I know there are men and listening. I want them to listen very, very carefully. If we are disciplined, we can defeat any army in the world. Discipline is the key. I saw a video, you know me, I don't hide anything, about people dragging bags of onions from a trailer. If we get the name of the owner of those goods that some people we are vandalizing, IPOB will pay them the value of a trailer load of onions. I will pay it. We are not doing what we are doing to become lawless or uncontrolled. You know me, I don't condone any act of criminality. I cannot condone it. If you know the name of the person that owns the trailer of onions that was vandalized, bring it to my attention and we will pay them back in full. That nonsense cannot happen again. I've told you people before, places of worship is out of bounds. Banks you cannot touch. You cannot steal anything belonging to anybody. You cannot. If you steal something belonging to somebody, be it a bag of onions or tomatoes or yam or whatever it is, regardless of who the owner is, I don't care who the owner is. If you steal anything in the course of this movement, people are going to die as a result of it. You cannot steal one thing, but instead, if you're hungry, if you go into the nearest house, they will feed you. That scene that I saw of a trailer being vandalized carrying onions is a disgrace to our struggle. And I'm going to find those who are responsible for that rubbish and will be dealt with. And I want the name of the man that owns those onions. They will be refunded in full by tomorrow morning. We don't engage in lawlessness. If after the investigations we discover it was the zoo police, you know, that's what they're doing now. The army disguising as police and terrorists disguising as police to do something, then we shall find out and we will know. I don't want any merchant. I don't want any merchant coming from the north to be touched. Never. Don't touch him. Don't touch his goods. No matter what. You don't do it. You don't try that rubbish. I said you don't try it. We are IPOB. We don't try such nonsense. Nobody. If you know the name of the man or the driver of that trailer, you get it. IPOB will refund the full cost of a trailer load of onions. We will pay it tomorrow morning. I hate criminality. I can't stand it. I said before, no banks should be touched. No church, no mosque, no business person should be touched. No business person should be touched. None should be touched. We know who our enemies are. Not these people struggling to feed their families. What type of nonsense is that? We cannot touch people who have done nothing to us. That's not how we roll. Do not touch people doing their legitimate businesses, regardless of where they come from. You cannot touch them. Please. So when something happens, we can investigate very quickly and find out. If not that we know who we are, do you think we would have found out that it was Monguno and Britain that killed Ahmed Gulag? You know what? To make it appear as if it is IPOB, so they can start killing our people. You don't understand that? We cannot give our enemies room to demonize what we are doing. That is why we cannot condone any criminal act. We cannot. And by tomorrow, we are going to repay a full lorry load of onions. Money we could have used to do more important things, we are now going to spend compensating the owner of those onions that some fools vandalized. My goodness. There was something that my brother said, Tompolo, that I want to read out for people of South, and Niger Delta to understand very clearly. I want to quote him verbatim what he said, the states that make up Niger Delta, and why they so-called anybody, if you agitate, if you say, I want an Ijaw nation, I can understand that. And I respect it. Because after all, in the new Biafra, Ijaw is going to be it's going to be an autonomous nation anyway, with their own flag, national anthem, and everything. If you say I'm agitating for a BBO nation, and I can understand that. But anytime you say I'm agitating for Niger Delta, then you need to explain this to me, please. I'm going to read what our brother said, Tompolo. I have not heard from him in a long time. He now gave a statement, and I welcome it, of course. Now, he said, and I quote what Tompolo said, the continuous running of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, by a sole administrator at the instance of the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Akpabio, is undemocratic and anti-development, hence unacceptable to the people of the region. The people are continuing to, I said I'm quoting him verbatim. What I'm reading now is what Tompolo.
Yeah, Mazi, there were I will allow this video to this audio to play it. So the voice you're hearing is the voice of our leader. This is the broadcast our leader made after on our life of good luck in Owerri, which is state sponsored, and they try to rope you to themselves, not to IPOB, not to our leader, because it was very clear that our leader condemned whatever that happened. And even the chief state secretary of Imo State, which is Hope Uzodimma, invited him, had it on audio as well. Made it clear that was political motivated, that unalived him. So Mazi, we are still waiting to get a on-spot account, and Mazi Lawman is going to be joining us soon. Mazi Kechukwu, I know you're still here. So Maz, as we have listened to this video, is there anything you want to add before Maz Lawman joins us? If you can hear me, please.
Yeah, the video speaks for himself, just like the way you said earlier about his broadcast and the issue that day. You can see the date he mentioned on the for the sit at home, and the date Gulak was unalived, and you can see it's different dates and the plan and everything. And just like I also said regarding it's being trending on Google, then that Mazi kind of name was trending then on Google, because Nigeria press media were mischievously saying that he was the one that's on a live Gulag. But then after this broadcast that you just played now, they all
backed up.
They all backed off from the issue. Well, Mazi,
Maz Lawman is here. Maz Lawman, good morning from here, please.
Yeah, thank you very much, Amaz. A very good morning from here. I hope I'm being heard.
Yes, loud and clear, please. Go on. The whole world is listening to your voice.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, lovers of freedom. Good morning, conscientious people, once again. Today is the 21st day of May 2025. As you all know, during the last adjourned date, we are here, first of all, for those who have just joined or who are joining for the first time. Today was slated for the continuation of hearing and also scrutiny, in other words, cross-examination by the defense team, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers. Recall that during the last adjourned date, PW2BBB, whose identity, so to say, is of the prosecution witness. So during the last adjourned date, PBB I'm talking about, was to have concluded or to answer what questions the defense team brought for him. But in the course of that, they highlighted that one of their documents had been left in the office, that is in the office of the DSS. So today is in continuity of what transpired during the last adjourned date. What business is unraveling from the entrance of the court as usual. The atmosphere is heated and flaunted with security men from the DSS wing, Department of State Security Services. So this is not new, but just to keep the records straight, and also to, to keep our people abreast of what development from time to time is happening. Going into the courtroom, Mazi Nnamdi is presently in the dock, and also the EW2 shielded as usual. So the defense team also have put it to them. The defense team, Mazi Nnamdi lawyers, have put it to them that they must be.
I think the network, the epileptic network.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
It was a bit of 20 seconds. We couldn't hear you.
Yeah. So I don't know where I stopped, but insisted that all those followings or all those trials spanning from Binta Nyako's tenure or administration, if you like, must be necessarily upheld. So in summary, the cross-examination is still ongoing, and we for now do not know what will become of it. And let's just follow suit. And I must not forget to say that media houses were banned, from experiencing what's going on in the court. I want to correct an impression. Forgive me, please. What I saw a couple of minutes, alleging that the barment or the bar of media personnel from entering or getting access to the courtroom were courtesy of the lawyers. This information or allegation is in no way, shape, or form what it is. Okay, so what is happening, as a matter of fact, even mainstream media are not allowed to enter in the courtroom. So we have a sort of organized area where pressmen would be waiting. I must tell you, including BBC and channels. So that narrative should and must be trashed in the bin. That's, by the way, Mazi, thank you for having me. I shall be in standby mode when during recess, when I would come back to give us the latest and the summary of the proceedings today. Thank you very much, Mazi.
Thank you, Maz. Thank you, Maz. That's the voice of Lawman, our on-spot account correspondent all the way from Abuja. Maz, thank you. Can't thank you enough. Maz Kejuku, I think you've had Maz Lawman. And, evidently, it's like the media is getting more attention. So they made it, I think, is a call from the judge to like a blockade, just like the gag order from the that he put out. Even our legal team couldn't say much. They will say things they see as those that are present in court. Mazi, you had him. Is there anything you want to add before we continue to play some videos, or just to keep on waiting to get on spot account? And when the recess is there, go on, please, Mazi Kechubu.
Right. That's the new developments we have made to understand now that mainstream media were banned from entering the court. And I think one other thing that I also had one other information I also got is that even people that apart from mainstream medias, individuals that also enter into the court were probably not allowed to go in with their phones. You understand? So it's most likely it's not confirmed yet, but I'm saying it's most likely, from the information I'm getting, it's like 95% more likely that individuals that went inside the court were not allowed to go in with phone or any recording or communicating gadgets. And we all know that there's a decision and also an agreement reached before that both team of lawyers, I mean the accused lawyer and the Mazzi Namdekano lawyer, I mean the federal government lawyers and the Mazzi Namdekano team of lawyers, we are instructed that certain informations should not be, they should not address the public and with a certain information regarding the case. That is how the chief judge wants it, and why the case is still going on. That certain information should not be made available to the public for now. And then we also know that the defense team have also stated earlier that they have also agreed within themselves that they are not going to be briefing the press and be telling them, giving them information that have to do with that is deep information into the case. But Salah Ojumakon made that public through his one of his communication platform, then went ahead to explain that here live here on this program live, that the reason for that is for that conclusion or for that agreement which would they have made not to be addressing the press deeply on regards to the information that's going on in the case is because the chief judge have informed them or have asked them, and also the prosecuting team, that certain information should not be made available to the public. And where does this leave us? First of all, we have to look at when this case has begun from the beginning. I mentioned that from the onset of this presiding judge, Justice Omotosho, I mentioned that from the first sitting he had regarding this case, generated a lot of attention, which Nigerian federal government, DSS, they were not happy with the information, the attention it generated, because most Nigerians, especially among the youth, it more looked like they paid more attention to this case now, and they were all like, man, this is getting too much. This man you are holding for a period of time now, you've not presented any evidence against him, and the way you're treating this case is not right. And then people are start commenting based on the survey we made on the social media platform and other platforms, and the people's opinion. Most people, even from all walks of North and all sectors of the country and all tribes and all regions, they were mostly saying they were not happy with the federal government, the way they are treating Mazzi Namdekano, and even this case. That this made DSS and the federal government, they were not happy with the situation then. And then in the next court case, we know what they did regarding influencing, one way or the other, influencing the mainstream media to write a very uninformed or misinformed headlines regarding this case. They reported the next sitting of the case, they reported it in a negative way to tarnish the image of Mazzi Namdekano, and they have been finding a way to tarnish his image in the media, in the press. And part of it is even the posters, the wrong posters they are putting all over Abuja. The Mazzi Namdekano lawyers and his family and well-wishers are also complaining about this, and the way the media are reporting this, and we all gone out and discredit them with the wrong information. And we all look at this decision then the chief judge now made after then, saying that, all right, stop addressing the press deeply in what's happened. You can say one or two things, that is not too deep about the case, just the direction, how the case is going, but not the deep part of the case. Don't say it don't address the public on it, right? But people are still allowed to come in, get information from the court, and then go out there and then inform people. It's now based on who is informing the people, who is informing the people, and the people they are informing, and the rights, your right source to follow on what is going on. But then it just seems that even people still try to take advantage of that, twist the situation. So is this current decision now that nobody should come into the court with what is going on now? Is it looking like a secret trial, or does it fall into, or would we say it fall into advantage of into IPOB's advantage? It's either ways. I would say it's either way. When something is done with intention, you have to look at the intention. What intention is it? Was this thing done? You look at the intention, and then what could it resolve into? The situation it is now is more or less like when you are in the middle of the sea, and when you are in the middle of the deep blue sea, and then between deep blue sea, when you're in between deep blue sea and then a flame of fire, do you go left or do you go right, or do you just maintain your stays and keep going? It's either way. It's just the way you want to look at it, and then the intention of the whole thing. That's what I would say regarding the new order now. But at least one other area we look at is that it is not that people are bad for entering the court. Family members of Mazi and people who directly have something to do with the case, and who have something to do with the case, I think they're still allowed into the court, except we are later informed otherwise. If they still have access into the courtroom, what does that mean? How, or what can we get from that? Because you need to improvise in whatever you're doing and things. We can go in there. People on ground can go in there with pen and paper, jot down the situation minute by minute, or our highlights of the situation, what is happening, jot it down, and then after the court session, we come out, and then well, should I be even saying this? But yeah, after the court session, then you compile your information and then give to the audience, to the targeted audience. So it's not outrightly as if it's a secret trial where people are not allowed in at all, except the lawyer and the Mazzi and Bekano. So that is it. But then you can't say much on it until our team of lawyers comes out and then address the reason why. We're not expecting them to say everything that happened in court, but at least address the reason why the sudden sudden developments as it is. And then we also find a way to improvise and get information from our men on ground, just like as a Mazzi lawman now is doing. So we urge our listeners to stick onto this program. We're going to be updating you as it goes. Mazzi lawman will come in once he got more information to share, and then he'll come in here and address us on what is going on, while we also wait for the end of today's proceedings, and then hear a brief word from our lawyer. Then after that, we compile everything all together, and be rest assured that we'll keep you updated. They will.
Mazi, thank you. Spoken well. Yeah. So yeah, that's apparently everybody have heard. So there's some kind of shift today in court, but we wouldn't say we'll comment much on that. We'll wait as the when the recess comes in. Everybody's going to hear from the horse's mouth. What we can do is that we'll still play some. We've got avid video here. I want you to do some broadcast that we're playing. I think I'll continue to play that broadcast because just to hear our leader's voice is important. That we still continue playing it. So yeah, I think we'll continue playing it. That's what we'll do.
Attend to the developmental needs of 9 states, namely Abia, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta, Edo, Imo, Ondo, and Rivers. This is from our dear brother, government, Tompolo. He has listed for you the states that make up Niger Delta. And in that Niger Delta, Imo, Abia, and also a Yoruba state, which is Ondo. So what are you agitating for? Telling me your Niger Delta Republic. This is Tompolo, a man that I can actually listen to, not the rest of the idiots. I can listen to this to Tompolo. Tompolo listed the 9 states that that make up Niger Delta. And there you have Imo State. You have Abia, where I come from. So I'm also a Niger Deltan. Now, do you see the foolishness of the argument? I'm talking about those who that appeared on a program yesterday talking nonsense about Niger Delta struggle. I am also in that very struggle because according to Tompolo, here quoted by Guardian newspaper is here. Niger Delta is made up of Abia, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta, Edo, Imo, Ondo, and Rivers. That is why to be consistent sometimes is very, very important. Very, very important. Oh, thank you very much. The Onions video was during NSAS. It's not recent. People should stop putting us into trouble for no reason, please. They said the Onions incident is from NSAS, not now. If it's from now, whichever Alhaji that owns it, you would have received a refund tomorrow morning. The full cost of the whole trailer would have been paid tomorrow morning. I'll give the order for it to be paid. Niger Delta people. I'm also a Niger Delta, no? We Niger Delta people. You believe a warrior. Stupidity is a disease. A disease. Look at Iguacha, look at Imo River. We Niger Delta people, including myself from Isama Faruku Ibeku. You know why? Not minding our previous stupidity when it comes to the issue of Biafra. I'm also a Niger Delta. Government said it here, Tompolo, a brother and a friend that I like very much, is here because during the Avengers time, this Tompolo, I'm reading his words today, went to a meeting and gave them the order that the release of Nnamdi Kanu from detention is the #1 demand of Niger Delta Avengers. #1. How can I forget them? That is why I fight for all of us to be free. I fight and I struggle. Anytime I remember what Niger Delta Avengers did, what our brothers did on the high seas, for me, I say we must go. Let us get Biafra first, then everybody can go their way if you want. I'm telling you the truth. Then we must all be free. The #1 demand of Niger Delta Avengers, when a ship was hijacked, everything that they were doing was the release of Nnamdi Kanu. I will never forget. Sometimes I speak in a manner that most of them may misunderstand, but in my heart, every blessed day, I pray for our people from the southern part of Biafra. Let me tell you once, remind you once again about, if you are from these states, you are a Niger Delta. Abia, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta, Edo, Imo, Ondo, and rivers, including those in Auchi. Do you know about longitude and latitude, the lines on the imaginary lines we have on the face of the earth to pinpoint where you are? You know your GPS, that's what it uses, the coordinates it uses to find out where you are. Look at where Auchi is. Auchi is a Muslim enclave in Edo. Look at where Okwa is. Auchi is in Niger Delta. Auchi in Ondo. That is why the use of states to try to describe or to try to determine the socio-economic composition of the people is blatantly flawed. That is why there has to be a return to the regions. For those of you who are arguing for restructuring, go back to your regions and you see development. That was why Britain destroyed the regions to create states, knowing that states are not viable and can never be viable. I wish him well, my dear brother, Tompolo. Okay, see, as you said, you can proscribe an individual, you can proscribe a group, you can proscribe an organization, but it is difficult to proscribe an ideology. For once, he has spoken as a lecturer. That he is. So, okay, see, as how long have you known this? That we are undefeatable. What we are pursuing, you cannot defeat us. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Those of you who are on Instagram, please. On Instagram, please. I need confirmation of where we have compliance and where people are messing up. So we know those we are going to treat. Of course, Auchi is in Edo State. Look at where Auchi is. It's part of Niger Delta. Isn't that crazy? Somebody in Obalu is not Niger Delta. Look at where Auchi is. Look at your map. Auchi is more like north, isn't it? It's more like north. I don't know what they did. Is there somebody's asking why can't Niger Delta Avengers resume their job? It's because they listen to politicians. Once you listen to a politician, you're gone. Once you listen to them, you are finished. You are finished. Our people must be guarded and disciplined at all times, please. No criminality or ill discipline will be tolerated. If you attack any business or goods belonging, I don't know if I say it now, people start burning their businesses down, asking for compensation from IPOB. I'm not going to go any further. You must know that the zoo you are in, they are very good when it comes to propaganda, please. Very, very good. We cannot afford to give them any space or room to portray us in a bad light. Please, we must be very, very careful. We must not give our enemies any reason whatsoever to tarnish our image. Fulani terrorists in the bushes and those in uniform are our main targets. You must understand this very carefully. If this gulag thing doesn't work, they will bring somebody else to kill, to blame it on IPOB. I told you they will burn our markets in Lagos. They burnt Ladipo. Was it yesterday they burnt Ladipo? Because I exposed Alaba, they now went to Ladipo. It's Tinubu that is doing it. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the one doing it. Any day we retaliate now, people will start talking rubbish. Now that Tinubu is busy burning down Igbo markets in Lagos, nobody will talk. Please, very, very important. There is a video in circulation, one idiot trained by the zoo police to claim he was part of ESN before. We must be very, very careful. I don't believe in mentioning names, but something came up. We had somebody before that put the lives of our people in danger. His name is Uche, Lionheart. Anywhere you see him, you should arrest him and hand him over to the nearest ESN command. He was a deep mole within our structures and is directly responsible for the deaths of very many gallant fighters within us. He was an informant for the zoo security agency for some time now. Wherever you see him, arrest him and hand him over to the nearest ESN command. His name is Uche. He was formerly one of my bodyguards. They call him Lionheart. He moved from Obibo into Imo State. He is working for the zoo. He was the one that compromised our structures in Iguacha. The same thing he tried to do in Imo State. We are investigating if he had a hand in the death of Ikonso in terms of giving away his movement. His name is Uche, Lionheart. If you find him, you know what to do. He's a traitor. He is a traitor. Very, very important. Of course, Onisha will comply. If you have been dealing with him, Uche or Lionheart, if he's been sending you videos before, you are part of the problem also.
My name is Dr. Sylvester Onyea, President of American Military Veterans of Igbo Descent, AVID. I'm here today with Rising Sons and Ambassadors for Self-Determination. We're in the state capital to bring our concerns to the American folks that Nnamdi Kanu need to be released now. A lot of people have talked about him being unjustly incarcerated for nothing. He is not the problem of Nigeria. If anything, he's the solution to solve Nigerian problems. We're asking President Tinubu, just like we asked President Buhari, that got him in the first place, to release him. They have not done anything to anybody. On this note, we are reminding the world about what happened in January 2017, when inauguration of Donald Trump was celebrated in Port Harcourt, and the Nigerian government shut down and killed over 27 young youths of Igbo descent, IPOB young stars, for doing nothing but cheering up the president of their choice. This happened and nobody have been brought to account for that. We are asking that the government of the United States under Donald Trump, present president, to look into that massacre, because it was democracy that was being celebrated, and those youths were happy, rejoicing that such a good thing happened, and the military went and killed them all like chickens. We continue to ask, what is it that you're holding Nnamdi Kanu for? And we believe, as a British citizen, the British government's hand is in it, because Nnamdi was discussing about the atrocities they're doing in Nigeria. They don't want any development in Nigeria. Everything that we are doing is what Nnamdi was preaching on, and everything he have said before have happened today, and it's still happening. The jihadis coming in to work for the British government and to be killing people, the Fulani herdsmen, the terrorists, and that's what they are, killing people, trying to displace indigenous people, trying to take their lands from them, land grabbing. We want the world to look into it, more especially the United States government. For one thing, if nothing is done, once these jihadis get hold of the southeast, the Christians that they're trying to exterminate, they will have hold of the sweet cool. And once that happens, the next thing will be to challenge the United States and even the Britain that is encouraging them to do their bad deeds.
So, Father, I've heard that a Nigerian government official, the Inspector General of the DSS, Department of State Services, has said, Nigerians, defend yourselves from the terrorists and the bandits, end quote. So, Father, as a minister of God, do you support self-defense, especially where it may lead to the killing of your assailant?
Thank you very much, sir, for the question. And if you don't mind, let me begin by thanking you and your colleagues who have been working with us tirelessly to bring to the awareness of the world the level of injustice that is going on in Nigeria. It's getting too much. And at some point, somebody somewhere has to stand up and say, enough is enough. Now, coming to your question, yes, the Director General of DSS, who in American context, we might equate to the Director of Homeland Security, is a special government official in Nigeria who is privy to top secret intelligence actually. For him to step forward and publicly told Nigerians, arm and defend yourselves, tells me a couple of things. One, Nigeria is either becoming a failed state or is already a failed state. Why? Because he said that they don't have enough government manpower to defend you. The military, the police, the DSS, that they don't have enough power to defend their citizens. What is the primary responsibility of any government, democratic government? To defend the lives and property of the people. So, for the director of DSS to say, we don't have what it takes to protect you Nigerians, it means that they are incapacitated. Self-defense is a natural phenomenon. If I were to pinch you now, you will blink unconsciously in defense of yourself. So self-defense is a natural phenomenon. But in the context of the DSS, honestly, I wasn't expecting that we shall come to that level at which the common people are required to arm themselves and defend themselves. Guess what? It has happened. In other words, what it means is you're on your own. If anything happens to you, you have yourself to blame. Now, because self-defense is a natural phenomenon, I have never read about any law, moral law, Christian law, civil law, natural law that is against self-defense. None whatsoever. But you know what? Where you have a good government, you take it for granted that you are protected. And so it's not even a question of whether I support it or not, or whether it is legal or not. And then for the government to say, defend yourself. Now, we are taking self-defense to a higher level. The level of you have to do everything possible to protect your life. Your life is the most precious gift God has given you. Very, very precious. God has given us a precious life to take care of, and we should guard it judiciously. But what is happening in Nigeria is that a group of bandits, terrorists, have taken it upon themselves to be massacring people at will. They carry arms all over the place, unchecked, unhindered. And they are decimating ethnic groups. In the name of herders, farmers, clash, rubbish. There is more to it. There is a hidden agenda. And that is ethnic cleansing and religious persecution. That is what has been going on. At this point in time, I will actually go the extra mile to advocate for self-defense. And people should defend themselves. And I'm asking my people, you cannot waste the life, precious life God has given you. You must defend it. Because there's no way. It has come to that. If the government tells you to defend yourself, defend yourself. That's what I will tell my people. And then I will ask our brothers and sisters in diaspora, especially here in America, who are from Igbo descent. Igbos here in America and Europe, organize yourselves, raise money, and make sure that your respective communities at home are protected. Have a very working vigilante groups, and make sure that your communities are protected. The time to pretend that everything is okay back home in Nigeria is gone and may never come back until that country disintegrates. Because honestly, a failed state, the only solution to a failed state is disintegration. To attend to Israel, everybody should go and take care of themselves. From the local communities, maybe to the regional level. And guess what? This is exactly what Mazi has been preaching for more than 10 to 15 years. That these people are coming. These are mercenaries sponsored by the Fulani hegemony to decimate the rest of the ethnic groups in Nigeria. And the government has done little or nothing to stop them. And to our greatest embarrassment, or even being fair to them, they have now told us officially that there's not much they can do.
So Bruce Fine, as a constitutional lawyer and the International Council for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and you visited Nigeria many times. Your client has served over 5 years in prison What is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's current situation, and how has the current state of the Nigerian constitution and the rule of law affected Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's freedom?
Well, thank you for that wonderful question. We're really gathered here today to pay homage to Nnamdi Kanu and his unsurpassed courage that has given the Biafrans hope, which is what sustains the people and moving forward towards justice. Nnamdi Kanu was victim of a crime. Crime perpetrator was the nation of Nigeria. In 2021, he was kidnapped and tortured in Kenya. He was then returned to Nigeria, where he's been denied a trial for now over 4 years. I helped precipitate a ruling from the working group on arbitrary detention in Geneva, holding very unambiguously and calling for the immediate and unconditional of Nnamdi Kanu because the government of Nigeria had violated 16 human rights covenants that were binding on all nations, whether they accepted them or not. The Nigerian government has flouted that decree now for almost 3 years. Nnamdi Kanu remains in isolation. Again, he's never ever been given an opportunity for a trial. There are repeated adjournments because there is no evidence. I've examined the indictments. They're really quite hollow. They don't have any specificity of what Nnamdi Kanu did that caused any kind of violence or harm. And at present, there still is no scheduled trial date. It's a continuing criminal violation by the Nigerian government. The great irony is that the real case should be Nnamdi Kanu versus the government of Nigeria, which should be in the defendant's chair. One of the things that's very astonishing is that for hundreds of years of Anglo-American jurisprudence, there's a motto: crime should not pay. The Nigerian government is trying to make their crime against Nnamdi Kanu pay, which is intolerable.
Bruce, what can be done to the government of Nigeria to help free Mazi Kanu?
Well, there are several precedents. One, during apartheid, South Africa was suspended from the United Nations General Assembly until Nelson Mandela was released. And there's nothing that prevents petitions now to the United Nations General Assembly insisting that Nigeria be suspended until they release Nnamdi Kanu. That's one possibility. Another would be if you had the president issue an executive order says there are going to be no Nigerian visas to visit the U.S. until Nnamdi Kanu is released. That would impress upon all Nigerians the penalty they're paying because the government is being so lawless and tyrannical. There are other options like having an international arms embargo on Nigeria until Nnamdi Kanu is released, having very, very high tariffs on anything sold by Nigeria until Nnamdi Kanu is released. These are financial pressures. They've been utilized in other countries in the past. It's a matter of political will, not law.
Chief Ugonna, how do the attacks on the Christian community and the continued injustice faced by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu serve as a serious warning sign for all Nigerians about the state of justice and freedom in the country?
You know, that's an excellent question, and thank you for posing that. I want to tell you a short story. I've been going to the region for 20 years, and the first 10 years that I was there, it was quite peaceful, at least in the southeast. Some of this was brewing already in the north, but in the southeast and the spaces where I was at with the Igbo, quite frankly, was fairly peaceful. And then, right around the time actually when they put Mazi Nnamdi Kanu under chains, things blew up. And more than that, I think when people in the villages and the boroughs of Southeast Nigeria look at this, they see, wow, if they can do that to somebody like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is quite an individual, what could they do to me? What can they do to the individual citizens? It's just gone wrong. I'm telling you, and I've told the State Department here before, not from this current administration, but the previous one, that if in fact, if we don't do something about this, that place is going to implode, and we're going to end up with a pile of people coming over who will immigrate just to get out of the place. That's what's going to happen. I think the other thing that lines up where the people, the situations that they're living in, many of them are Christians. We've said before, 90% plus are Christian. Those who are Christian are experiencing the same kind of attack. There's a group in Southeast Nigeria called Inner Society, and they're a data crunching kind of group. And they've also got a very nice legal angle where they triangulate on everything to make sure that what they print is real. And they printed a statistic where they said just recently that for a period of 9 years, there were more than 30,000, mostly Christians, either killed or extremely violated. And even since they printed that, another 9,000 have been added to the list. So you're talking about 40,000 people. When we had our 9/11 here in the U.S., it wasn't anywhere near 40,000. And look at the reaction we had. 40,000 people being killed or violated should draw an unbelievable personal explosion. I think one of the things that people need to do, citizens, whoever is a citizen in Nigeria listening to this broadcast, need to really think this way. I used to work for a guy who said, you know what, now that we've had all this discussion, that's all wonderful, but tomorrow morning when you wake up, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And the point is, you need to be able to answer that question. And for me, it comes down to three things. The first is you need to understand what's going on. What's going on in your village? Who are those strangers out in the bush? Who are they? What are they doing? You need to understand what's happening to you. You can't wait for somebody to tell you. Nobody's going to tell you. When DSS has already said, you know what? You better take care of yourself. Actually, I don't know if they really want to give us any good advice, but that's good advice. We need to take care of us. You need to get up and understand what's going on. The second thing you need to do is you need to have a plan. You need to start to think about, what am I going to do tomorrow morning? What's the plan? I need a plan. And the third thing you need to do is take it personal. Now, you might say, what's this white chief? How many white chiefs do you see with a red hat? Not too many. What's he doing? I want to tell you what I'm doing, okay? What's important to me? When it comes to understanding what's going on, we are all about, I spent 20 years understanding what's going on. And some people even pin the label on me, not big A, but big I for Igbo. They said, boy, he knows a lot about the Igbo, that guy. Because I've spent 365 days on ground. And in so doing, I learned what's really critical to the Igbo, to the ethnicity, to the ancestral Igbo. What's important to that person? Why are they the way they are? So I did that. I started to understand by working with the people around, standing here and many others, I've learned all the ins and outs of what's driving, what's the history. What did the British do? How did they fumble the ball so badly when they set this place up? How did that happen? And so I've learned about that. So I know what's going on. The second thing is I've got a plan. One thing I learned from my dad, and God rest his soul, my dad was a Marine Corps staff sergeant. And so you can imagine, as a young boy, I was on the run. My dad, he said, son, you're either going to be part of the problem or you're going to be part of the solution. And you know what? I've chosen, I think wisely, to be part of the solution. Part of the solution is critical. And you know what? You as citizens need to be part of the solution. And you need to come up with it yourself. You know what? Just like DSS, they're not going to tell us what to do. Nobody's going to tell you what to do. You need to figure it out for yourself and then do it. And then the third thing is take it personal. Now, what have I been doing? You can tell just by the way I am. I take things personal. And when I come to this place behind me, and I spend a lot of time at the State Department as well, and as a group with Avid, Avid's a great organization. Avid, with that group, we've spent a lot of time in the halls of Congress, knocking on the doors, talking with people. When we're with those people, what we're doing is we're taking them through the same 3 steps. United States government, you actually don't understand what's going on in Africa. Listen to us. We'll tell you what's going on. It's an ancestral place. And what happens is when they abscond with somebody who's iconic in the society. I mean, Mazi Namikano is iconic. When they put somebody like that in chains and just throw away the key, which they've done, they've thrown away the key. We should be taking that personal. And once again, if they can do what they're doing with him, they're doing with us, and that's when the 40,000 Christians that they've got on the run. There's another little bit of data you ought to know about. You know, all the people, and I bet there's hardly anybody in the region who hasn't been personally touched by a disappearance. You've got family, friends, fellow villagers who've been absconded with, they've been stolen. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. You know what's going on. Well, what happens is we need to tell the people in these powerful places, because they have a lot of control. I think you've heard quite a bit of wisdom about what the U.S. government can do. But for sure, the U.S. government needs to understand that if these 3 questions don't get answered, also by the United States, understand, have a plan, and take it personal, one day it will come to our shore. One day that place will just turn into a mess. And we need to make sure.
Yeah, Mazi Lawman, you're live on air. Lawman, can you hear me? Mazi Lawman, can you hear me? Yeah, welcome back. This is still Biafra Radio, and we are welcoming our correspondent down in Abuja. Mazi Lawman, if you can hear me, please. I think you can't hear me. Mazi Lawman, can you hear me? Let's just give him a minute. The epileptic network in the Zoological Republic. So, yeah, we are back again. And Mazzi, could you please take the stage?
Yeah, can you hear me, Mark? We are here, and the court is in recess, and
Okay.
we are on to a team of lawyers.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clear. Maz, go on, please.
Okay. There's been a media blackout ever since, as I did put forward, and we will hear from a team of lawyers in the next couple of minutes. Thank you.
We are waiting. That's the voice of Mazi Lawman, and we are just at the recess. Okay, here they are, please. Go on, please.
Thank you very much. We are on to a special counsel, Aloy Jimako Esquire. We shall hear from them to know what's transpired today in court. Thank you very much, Barrister Aloy.
Well, we cannot tell you much because there's a standing order by the court that the legal teams should not be doing any media
any media at all. We can safely say the matter happened today. We did cross-examination today. That cross-examination will continue tomorrow. And then from there, we know what happens in the next half an day, and so on and so forth. But it's very, very important for us to make this clear that the court disapproves very strongly of any member of the legal team, whether of the prosecution or of the defense, doing media updates. I am included, my colleague is included. So that restriction is what is preventing us saying more than we should say. We know this is unusual. It's a departure from what used to happen. But the directives of the court have to be obeyed. There is no secrecy to it. Anybody who thinks it's about secret trial or anything, no. The media themselves, the media as an organization is always in the courtroom, and they are free to do their own reporting. The restriction applies to the legal team only. The one that applies to the media in general is for them to report truthfully and not to distort what occurred in court. We know that there have been complaints about distortions by the media in general. So that very warning was issued by the judge today that the media is free to report as the fourth realm of the case. They are free to report. They must report truthfully and factually, and they should not be stopped. But for the legal teams, there's an embargo in place. There's a restriction, a directive that we shouldn't be discussing the case in the media. Thank you very much.
All right. In other words, could we say it was a media blackout today?
What?
A media blackout.
Well, not a media blackout. No, it's not. You can say it's a restriction. It's a restriction. Media blackout is too generalized. It's a restriction placed on the legal team, both the prosecution and the defense. So there's nothing unfair about it. It was not placed on us only. It's a general restriction on both defense teams to refrain from giving media updates.
Okay.
But no restriction on the media generally.
Okay, that's okay. So the trial continues tomorrow, safe to say.
Continues tomorrow with our cross-examination.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Mazzi Lawman.
Yeah, that was the voice of Aloy Ejimako, Esquire, special counsel to Mazi Nnamdi, and one of the team of lawyers representing Mazi Nnamdi, the IPOB. Thank you very much, Mazi Kechri. I'm sure you heard what happened. The people who were bad.
I think Mazi Kechukwu, if you can hear me, Mazi Lawman is out. So yeah.
Yeah, I think the network might be a bit unstable where he is because he just went out while in the middle of speech. Well, having said that, it just what Barrister Aloy Ejimako said. I think he's back.
Yeah, Mazi Lawman, go on, please. Mazi Lawman, if you can hear us, go on.
Yes, thank you very much, Mazi. I'm sure you did hear from the Council of Record, in other words, one of the team of lawyers representing Onyendi Mazi Nnamdi. That was what happened today. In essence, Justice Omotosho had coverage from both teams, and that was what happened. You know, and also, as I did put forward, a couple of media wings were not allowed to go inside the courtroom. So
Intermediacy, the epileptic media network in the zoo.
Yeah, it is understandable. I think network.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, Mazi.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I
Go
don't
on. We can hear you.
I don't know if you did get the whole gist, and you have any question from your desk. Let's deal with that.
Yeah. Apparently, there's not much to add on what the special counsel have elaborated because it is obvious that he said that the gag order is for the prosecution and the defense, that they shouldn't discuss in depth of what transpired in court, but the medias are allowed to report, and they should report, verbatim what has been said. They shouldn't distort any information from what has happened in the court. So I think the medias
Yeah.
are there, according to, if I could, recall what he said. Because when he asked him about media embargo, and he made it clear that it's not a media embargo, that is the gag order is just for the defense and for the prosecution, not to go further and explain what has happened, because I mean it's ongoing case, So yeah, that's what I understood, and I think it's understandable.
Yes.
And it continues tomorrow, and there's nothing changed.
Yeah,
We'll be here
surely.
tomorrow, and
Yeah.
everybody have fun. Yeah. Mazi Kechuk, is there anything you want to add? Mazi Loman is still here.
Well, of course, Mazelom and Dewo, thank you very much. It's well understood how Salah Ejimako have explained. It just tallied with what we have said. What you have said earlier, that this embargo, or this embargo, like is this embargo-like decision is not based on the defense counsel alone. It's also based on affects or relate to the persecuting counsel. So both defense counsel and persecuting counsel were strictly instructed in not addressing the public and giving them in-depth in what is happening in the courts when this hearing is still ongoing, and which is understandable. It is not strange, because if you look at one side, either the defense or the accused, trying to openly influence the media, and we know how powerful influencing people can be, or try to change the narration of what happens after then. You will know how you know that the presiding judge might have a point in saying, okay, both of you, I restrain you from addressing the media and giving them in-depth and giving them access to in-depth information regarding what is happening in the court. However, the press can independently address or report whatever they see or whatever they have noted, and then that's up to them. I mean, you are entitled. I mean, you are reliable for whatever information you pass out there. But then this new development that people cannot go in with individuals cannot go in with any recording devices or any communicating, I mean, gadgets. We can also relate it to saying, okay, since they have the media, the mainstream media are being biased in this thing. They are misinforming people on what is going on in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case, and they'll claim they are reporting from inside the court. They are there and they go on misinforming people on what is happening. So sometimes things might have advantage and might also have disadvantage, if depend on where you are looking at it. That's why I say it all depends on the intent of the action or the procedure or whatever decision someone made. So if the intent is to control the misinformation from the media, to control the misinformation from the mainstream media, and that's okay, mainstream media, you can report, but we are not allowing you to come in again, because perhaps whatever information you are putting out there is influencing the member of the public. Whatever wrong information you are putting out there is influencing member of the public, of which a lot of people, a lot of organizations, including Mazi Nnamdi Kanu family, have cried out concerning the way the mainstream media misinform people regarding this. This is having a negative toll on people. It's having an effect on people. It's portraying someone bad. It's giving, they're making it like they're passing judgments in the media before even the court pass judgments, and this can cause a pressure on the presiding judge, having seen what is going on. I mean, this can create pressure. Having seen what is going on, having foreseen into having a foresight into what people might feel like, or what the reaction of people will be if the case goes either way. So the presiding chief judge might say, all right, this is now affecting how decision will be made, or this might affect how my decision will be made in this case. So I want you people, you can report whatever you want to report, but I'm not going to allow you access into this place for you to twist issues or to twist information.
No, they have access in the court, Mazi.
You're not getting me. What I'm saying is that they're having people have access. People that are allowed to come in, be it journalists or family members, they have access into it. But what I'm saying is that having access with your gadget inside the courtroom, because when you have access with your,
I was outside already. I was signaling you, huh?
Okay. So when you have when they have access into inside the courtroom with their gadgets, and they start dishing this information out, claiming this is what's happened, even with video, or having video or picture evidence, or dishing the information out even when the court case is still happening. So perhaps the chief judge is trying to say, all right, you can report whatever you want to report, you can say whatever you want to say, but I'm not giving you that access to bring on your gadgets and take any recording here and then give out to people there. So whatever you report, whatever you want to report about this case, let it be based on what you can stand, what you can defend. That is exactly how things happen, and this happen. And if they do that to the mainstream media, it is also understandable if they extend it to individuals, because you never can tell in any of those individuals whose gadgets is personal, or who is using the gadgets to who can smuggle in any gadgets from the mainstream media, or any form of gadget, any form of information. You never can tell who is recording whatever is recording, either voice notes or video, or secret video. Anyway, so I believe, or I want to believe, that this decision is made based on this assumption and with this intent, and then and that is how it is. So if it is if we that's why Pastor Jaffa is trying to say it's not generally, we can't say it is a secret trial, or placing an embargo on it for it to be a specific to place an embargo on it, that it will not be addressed or it will not be reported in the public. It's just, maybe it is a way to control things, that is happening there, place a standard. I mean, sorry about that. Maybe it's a way to control things that is happening there, and try to make case that, all right, if you are taking away, if we don't want any gadgets in there, be it mainstream, then individual also should not bring in gadgets. You can come in, get information of what is happening on your own, prepare it whatever or however you want to prepare it, and then dish it out, and then you send them.
Mazi, 1 second. Mazi Loman, if you can hear me, go on, please.
Yes, I'm sure you can hear me. What happened today, I believe special counsel was trying to, put.
He's having network issue, man. It's gone off again. It's gone off again. It just kicked out. It's gone off. Let's just give him a second and see if he comes back. Well, he's gone off. Yeah. Okay, he's back. He's back. Yeah, go on. How's Lawman?
Yeah, so we have all heard from Special Counsel Aloy Jimako Esquire and what happened, today. As a matter of fact, I must say, if you ask me, Barrister Jimako was trying to be formal, because, we did analyze that long before now, what happened and why we have not been seeing any report or any sort of update from those in court. What happened today is just a jeep.
The network is still playing in, constantly frozen up. It just froze. Oh, Mars Lawman, can you hear us? It's muted.
So there is no smoke without fire. They are just trying to say there is a sort of gag order, and also at the same time trying to restrict us from reporting the raw update, if you like, of what is happening or what has been happening so far in this matter. So that is the way I just want to interpret this very order. I say again, the order in question is sort of restricting the both parties from giving reports. Yeah. However, peripheral briefings shall continue. But if you ask me, I must say this very order is just trying to hinder the unalloyed reports, the untainted reports, as it happens from the courtroom. Because if you observe, even the mainstream media, they only give reports sequel to the court dismissal. I don't know if you get me now.
Yeah. The video I saw, they just put out some video, some couple, just one.
Yeah.
I just saw one video on Facebook.
Yeah.
I think I think we all know already what is this all about. It's just the momentum the trial is gaining, and they know the power of social media. So I will personally, I would say they are jittering, but having said that, it's not going to change anything, So our special counsel has made it clear that the gag order on the prosecutor is from the both side, and now the individuals in court are not allowed to bring their gadgets inside. So that brings me that is a premeditated stuff, but we're not gonna sit down here and question whatever if the law is existing in the zoo. So we give and take. We allow the judge to do his job. We're not gonna determine what he does. Well, I think for this tomorrow, we're just gonna follow them up and see what happens after tomorrow. If there's any update, then you will put up the update on our Facebook page. Then the video we had here, we'll just make it available to everybody to watch. Is there anything you want to add before we go, Mazi Lawman?
No, that's okay. That's okay for now.
Okay, Mazi.
Thank you very much for holding on.
Thank you for your tenacity.
Yeah. From here, it is good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you, Mazi. Yeah, Mazi Kechuku, yeah, you've heard him, and based on your own analysis, all these things is I think for me personally, I would put out what I would say is that they're apprehensive. So we're not gonna, presume what the judge is thinking. But when this trial started, everything was going smoothly. Those in court allowed to, say whatever they saw in court. But now, it's getting heat up. They found out that it's not going that way they think it's going, because the whole world is going to know what is happening. That's the fact of it. So all the video I've saw from social media is about when Onyendu was arriving in court. They haven't said anything. There's no anything to back it up. There's no verbal talk to back it up. So yeah, Mazi, we are closing now. Is there anything you want to add before we close? Mazi, Mazi Loman is out.
Mazi, we can go on and close it. It's all fine. Keep it there tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're a good man. Fellow comrade, I think this is where we're going to draw the curtain. And once again, we thank all of you that are listening. And you all have heard from our special counsel, Mazi, Barrister Aloy Jumako, and the lawman as well. But regardless, whatever is going on, one thing is certain, that the wholesale travesty going on, this is not, we all know that there's nothing to trial. It's just a travesty. But let's give them, because we want them to bury them themselves on their own self, So that's all I can say. And but the only place you could head, at least you see our lead counsel was present here to tell you exactly what is going on, and we'll still be here tomorrow. Nothing changes, and tomorrow we know where we go from there. And we thank all of you for listening. And from me from here, it's good afternoon from London. Thank you. And this is Biafra Radio. And most importantly, we still continue to pray for our leader, to strengthen him, give him the fortitude, and give him the discerning mind as he has stood for us, because he's fighting for us, and his family members, because they are the one that bearing the burden. They are the first line of defense. Anybody who doesn't want to know, at least today we can see those that are claiming that are there. You can see that without them, everybody is blinded. He has not done on all of you. That this is not about shouting and making noise. Give honor to whom is due to. That's all I have to say. I thank you all for listening.